Okay, this is going to be a video showing what software options you have for the ICOM 73. I'm going to show the WFView, the FT8, the JS8CALL, and in particular the SDR Control, which currently is the one I think is best at this time, and also some of the operations and how to config your radio. You see a chart there. That's my setup for the CIV settings. You can also do this by going to the ICOM menu and setup, and there is a config file, which I will show on the video. Excuse me. Yeah, just starting and learning myself. Hopefully this will avoid some of the pitfalls or run into difficulties if you're trying to do the same thing. Please subscribe. Thumbs up, it would be appreciated. Okay, this is WFView. As you can see, you have the basic control. You have different options for the waterfall. You can turn on and off. You can put the volume up, things of that sort. Very basic. It's free, and I am hoping that they will, over time, add more features. And let's look at the settings. Serial USB. And this is where you enter your CIV address. I mentioned 94. And there you go. I got the 115.200. If I had an auto, the program could have selected a lower speed. This depends how busy the computer was, I guess, at the time, or some activity going on in the background. And it auto select. Usually it's this one that works, but it worked auto, so I left it be. And you can control this remotely by setting up your system there for internet. Frequency chart. This is basically a keypad, kind of big. I think it was unnecessary big in size. And likewise with the band, you can select. I got the 20 meters right now. And this is the view. Okay, let me now show you another app. Book. Okay. Let me turn the volume down. I can do it there, or I can do it on my ICOM. Okay, this is the screen, and as you can see, I can switch from VFO A to VFO B. It has all the filtering options and RF gain. There you go. This could be, I can switch to a totally different band. It says fast, but I have it turned off. For some reason, the program fails to catch that. But it is definitely off on my radio. You don't want the preamp, no attenuation, all your filters, noise blank curves, all that stuff should be turned off. And of course, you need USB-D option, the data option, in order to communicate with the different digi modes. And I can set my power level up to 100 watts. But let me just put it at 10. Now, if I was recording this on my ICOM, I could actually see the changes occurring on the ICOM 73. I'm not using the mic, and we're not using the compressor. There you go. There is an option where I can control the ALC by varying this right here, so I don't have to go to the radio to do it, but by using the preset or the way I have it set up, it works pretty good. Now I'm just using a mag mount on the other side of the wall, and there'll be an SWR reading here, I believe, showing up somewhere. There you go. Let me just do a quick CQ. I'm not expecting contacts, but you can see I have been successful. Okay. It waits 15 seconds because each packet is about 15 seconds long. And there it goes. For some reason, it decided not to transmit on this one, probably because of a signal. This happens, I notice, once in a while, not a problem. But it consistently works the second time. Probably has to do with timing when I selected CQ. If you see this blue line, that's every 15 seconds. There you go. See how everything turns red? It's transmitting. And if you look at my SWR, it's low. And I don't see an ALC meter on this, so I have to use the one on my radio. It's going to transmit next, and if you're looking at this, we'll say at this scale being all red, it just stops just below the end. Apparently that's the recommendation, and even the ICOM configuration sets it up that way. I find if I turn it up to about 30 watts, I will get a lot of connections. But under 30, like 10 watts with my current setup on a mag mount, I'll be in the noise. Now, what's nice about this program, DX Cluster. I set it up so it auto starts every time I run this app, and it will fill in all the stations that can be heard. Same with POTA. You even have a PSK reporter. You can then search. So it may take a little while for it to load. And of course, I like the logbook. I have it set up so that when I have a connection and it's complete, it automatically logs in the call sign and whatever information received. This particular program, FT8, is not really for chatting or having a conversation. It's but I call it more like a propagation tool. It kind of tells me where I probably could make contact, provided my antenna was reasonably good, and where it's open for communication. Okay, so by the looks of it, I'm getting on the other side here. Nice feature. It has everything I basically need. And if I want to play with CW, ready, HF fax, PSK. I believe that is slowly going away. I'm not sure about this. I tried it a little bit. I find it difficult. It picks up a lot of garbage and if the signal is weak or so forth. I'm hoping we'll see the JS8CALL on this. If so, then I won't be needing this. What's nice, I can turn this off. I can disconnect, click to connect, and I can shut off my radio. All like that. Okay, let's do JS8CALL. Preferences, general, my call sign, my grid. This will automatically put in the grid. When you see something in brackets like this, the application itself will fill that in. Your behavior, display distance to miles, allow transmit changes, allow sending standard message without call sign, immediately transmit CQ, suggests alternative word choice. Because we're dealing very slow speed, what's nice about this program, it can work, and you can have a chat, if you want to call, or send little messages, even the email, with signals that you can't hear at all with your ears, even on the radio, but the computer can. It's very close to FT8. Same concept, except it added the ability to chat a little bit, short chats. And of course, because it takes 15 seconds for each cycle and frame, you want to use abbreviated words, standard abbreviated words. Make your line of text really short. So that's important. Allow heartbeat, which is a nice feature because you can kind of find out, okay, who's hearing me? Give me a signal report, and you'll get that. Okay, and then the radio setup. Well, for the ICOM 73, you use a CAT. I use data and fake it for split. If there's a problem with that, I go none, or I can actually do split with the rig. And I can test. Green means it's working. I can test my transmit. It's transmitting. And there you go. This is serial port that I use. I'm using the baud rate. One time I used this, it was using 4500s. I don't know why, but default works good. Audio, USB codec. Oh, by the way, I'm sure you probably knew, but I'm using a Mac. This is the MacBook Pro 16-inch with the M1 chip. And notification sound card, I use my speakers. I like to remember my power setting by band, so I turn these on. Likewise with tune. It's pretty complete for this type of communication. Reporting, you want to let other stations know what information you have, what's your grid, stuff like that. You want to share. I mean, you can go very, very private, but it kind of misses the whole purpose. And you want to let all the other servers know that you're on, and people know that you're on, and they may attempt to connect to you. Frequencies, these are preset frequencies where JSB works. You can add your own, like pick a portion of the band where perhaps you have a little group that you like to chat on a regular basis. This would work. Save messages. You can create little macros, little texts, you know, thanks 73, or another one where you give some general information, maybe a weather report. Notification. Okay, I've been playing with this. If I receive a CQ message, which right now is enabled, but when it's really busy, I wouldn't do it. I had this kind of CQ message received. I kind of use my own voice for now. Okay, this one of the sounds. Acknowledged message received. You have to create a wave format, which is no problem with like GarageBand. Okay, I didn't create a voice for that one. Inbox message received. New call sign heard. Worked call sign heard. Yeah. When you're operating full time, you probably only want one or two of these set up. You can disable it, so it's not a problem. So it works pretty good. Let's do a heartbeat. Okay. If you look at the new call sign heard. Okay, there you go. You know, despite the signals so weak, it's unbelievable. And you'll get a response back. I won't go into detail on operating this yet, but these are signals. And apparently timing is important. Your signal has to fit in between these boxes. If not, you won't be able to contact. But these are signals. It's important for setting up your display to see them. For example, if I was to move it like this, they will disappear. So, likewise. All of these are signals. Okay, I'm more or less starting here at 1800, but it will talk to this person without me having to move if I wanted to have a chat. And the software will take care of the offset. I have not used it much yet. I think I managed to get one call just using 10 watts on a mag mount. But anyways, I will go into details. I'm still trying to determine if this is going to be a viable option. It looks like it might be, provided you're not in a hurry. It's not like texting on your phone where you can get almost instant reply. So it's possible to wait a whole minute or longer to have reasonable conversation. So that's how this particular app looks. Ooh, I don't like that. Let's go back here. Okay, I'm trying to make it as large as possible so that it'd be viewable. Okay. Okay, what I'm going to do is turn off my radio. Sometimes the other apps change my settings. And by looks of it, we were receiving. Okay, give it a little bit of time. You have lots of settings that you can go through. Font size, things of the sort. You decode. Call sign, auto grid. Ooh, my auto grid is missing. Trying to remember what it was. I'll have to fix that. Okay, that's correct. That's correct. Basically the same thing. Yeah. Very similar. So if I go, let's take a look here. These are the different modes that you have right here. It doesn't have, of course, the JS8 call, but that would be nice when that's added. One app does it all. And what's nice here, this was a default, and I just made a clone out of it. So this way I'm able to play around without messing my original setup. And you can have a whole bunch of, for different operations. And you can switch back and forth. So there is one thing I'm trying to find here. When I'm playing with different ones, I'm expecting a certain setting, and by the looks of it, it's not on this screen. Okay, that's about it. Yeah, tune works. CQ only. I have not really played with this too often because the SDR Control has everything that I want with this particular app. But it's to demonstrate that it does work on a Mac and the ICOM 7300. The only disadvantage the SDR Control has, it's commercial. It's a hand radio operator that's charging. You can buy on the App Store. The way he has it set up with the SDR Control, you buy one for the Mac, and you can use it on a whole bunch of Macs. However, if you want to use it on the iPhone or the iPad, it's a separate purchase, and unfortunately it won't work on the 7300 because it's depending on Wi-Fi. So like the ICOM 705 definitely will work. If you're doing remote, not so much remote work, but out in the field somewhere off grid, having the iPad would be nice, or a small airbook. That's probably what I would use. I personally don't like fiddling with the iPad. I find it's too much moving around. And so small light laptop would be ideal. They last a long time on a battery. Okay, so that's one option right there. Okay. Just fired up. Haven't even did a CQ call, and looks like someone locally is connecting to me. VA60M. QSO finished. There we go. Let's see, we have a call book lookup. VA60M. VA60M. He's 159 kilometers away from me, according to this. Okay, nothing there. There you go. According to this, Calgary, huh? And let's go back. Not sure if this is how correct it is. I have to look it up and find out. Unless they're just using Calgary as being the closest city. Okay, I fired up SD Control. I was going to show a few things, and someone noticed my CQ call, and Washington, by the looks of it, in red, and it looks like our conversation is going to be complete according to this. We're doing the 73s now. I went in and used the ICOM config file for FT8, and very shortly thereafter I got a connection. So, and if I look at the ALC, it's showing a tip of red at the end. Maybe I should be recording this. I'll just record on the phone too. And I'll turn off the sound. We don't need it. That's what's nice about it. I don't have to listen to it with the USB connection. So it may vary with the radio. Perhaps that's the key. Okay, I'll just record on the phone too. And I'll turn off the sound. We don't need it. That's what's nice about it. I don't have to listen to it with the USB connection. It's almost a complete program. Yeah, the QSO got finished, and and it got logged in. There you go. There is a band plan, and if I was, for example, to click on any of those little buttons, it will take me there. Plus, if you notice the different colors, it tells you where the CW is in the digital right at the bottom. So it's very handy for determining where the different portions of the bands are without having to look it up. So you have different settings for some equipment here. Call logbook, I use the DX, I use the POTA FSK reporter. Haven't bothered with the alerts yet. Logbook, yes. I haven't really played with the CW decoder or the HF fax or the RIDI or the PSK. Something I will look into later on. Right now I'm just understanding the FT8. What I like about the FT8 is, to me, it's like a propagation tool. It gives me an idea what's open, what area I managed to get out with my setup, which is not much. Okay, I thought I turned the volume down. There we go. Oh, this got another connection. There you go. Some people like this for DX contests, stuff like that. And depending on the time of the day, you can talk the world with just 10 watts. It would be ideal, like myself, where in an environment where it be an apartment or where you can't put out no antennas, but you still like to have a bit of a QSO. And if you want to chat a little bit, then one could use the JS8CALL. It has the same feature as this program, the FT8. You can operate in a noise. You can't even hear the signal. -20, -28. Okay, let's see if this one gets completed. All I know is I seem to get reasonable success when I use the ICOM config file. So we're still not quite complete. Yeah, we didn't make it. Okay. Conditions do vary. I won't go so much into how all this works, but just to introduce you. And the thing that attracts this program is that it has basically everything within the same app. The window I have for FT8, if I put RIDI, I'll select RIDI and I can just select the bands immediately where the call frequencies are. I don't have to dial in or anything. Same with PSK and other options. If you had the JS8CALL, I don't think you'll need much more. The only thing I got to work next is my antennas. I have not started designing antennas yet. So I'm taking a video with my iPhone on the transceiver on the screen, so you can see what it looks like at this end and my ALC level. And if I was to go to, wait a minute, that's not what I want. I want to go to, oops, I want to transmit audio. There you go. As you can see, I'm not flat topping. I mean, if I change the level, then it will flat top. But a scope, you gotta set it to your signal strength and attenuate as necessary. In my case, it's -30 dB. At -20 dB, it will look like I'm flat topping, like right now. And it appears there was a strong signal that came in. So, and meter. So, I'm taking a video with my iPhone on the transceiver on the screen, so you can see what it looks like at this end and my ALC level. And if I was to go to, that's not what I want. I want to go to, oops, I'm going to transmit audio. There you go. As you can see, I'm not flat topping. I mean, if I change the level, then it will flat top. But a scope, you got to set it to your signal strength and attenuate as necessary. In my case, minus 30 dB. At minus 20 dB, it will look like I'm flat topping, like right now. And it appears there was a strong signal that came in. So, and meter. The interface is pretty good to find different things. Everything is off. I haven't figured out this 1/4 is all about, but it's off. Oh, M scope. Okay, QSO was finished, so a success. And signal report. I'm in a noise. Minus 20, minus 20. California. You know, you can sit here and work on some other project and watch this until you're ready to go and chat or go on USB and make a few calls. But I won't try that until I get all my antennas set up. Right now, the antennas is temporary, kind of a mag mount with a bit of coil on it. Not very efficient, just sitting on the ground on the balcony. When I'm complete, I'll probably set up the wolf coil, ground plane, things of that sort. Or play with a halfway dipole, loaded halfway dipole perhaps. I haven't decided which way I'm going to go. If interested, let's keep track, follow up on us. I would appreciate if you hit a like button and also subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I decided I'll try this for about a year or so. I've only been on it, what, 4 or 5 months at the most. Still learning. If there's enough growth, but I find it doesn't really grow that much, then I probably just shut everything down and delete everything. We have varied interests. It's not always all ham, and not always all equipment or fishing or camping. It's a variety of things that we use ourselves and have a need. Any questions, feel free to ask. Appreciate it. I'll let this run for a little bit. Oh, and also, if you're looking for more detailed setup on how everything would work, properly set, whether it be configuration, if you have any problems, let me know. If you provide me an email, we did finish one QSO, but our CQ ran out. Yeah, that's interesting. I noticed I got it set up for 3 CQs. If I happen to get a connection, we'll say after 1 CQ, and then the QSO is finished, it'll continue doing the other 2 CQs. And if I happen to get another CQ before the final one, it'll make the connection and continue on until I've used up all 3 CQs. Or in this particular case, someone saw my CQ and connected to me. So I'm just curious to see if it auto sets my CQs back to 3. Still learning. If every time I'm ready to shut this off, something comes on. I'll probably edit and shorten it a little bit. FT8 has its place. One could send some text. There is an option. I don't want to touch right now in here. Short message, no grid. So let's say I want to talk to this person in particular on USB. I could say, hey, meet me on frequency 14.175, something like that. Send it out, and we have a USB or CW. So you can send a short text message. Okay, I'll wait for this to finish and I'll pop this up. QSO finished. There we go. And it's sending out a CQ. Okay, so it keeps repeating every time I get someone connected to me. Calgary, Alberta, Canada. That's what I got as a short text. So it's just playing with it. Okay, that's my second CQ. On my third, no response. It will sit and wait for a connection. You see the blue above? It's receiving. Takes 15 seconds each time. Oh, someone connected to me before I timed out on my CQs. There you go. This could continue all day. All depends. I do like the auto entry of the logbook. The other apps don't have that yet. I have to enter it manually. So that's another feature that's very handy. A lot of these features you can have it auto start when you launch the program, and it will log the information even with the logbook closed. You don't even need to have it open. I could fill that in with another window app. Let's see, what do I want to look at? What's this alerts about? Enable alerts. Okay. Let's see. Logbook. Exclude calls. Okay, well, I'll leave it at that for now. Don't think I can change this window size on this. Nope. Let's try. Okay, you know who's on. I don't have to be running another app. There you go. QSO finished. Okay, it was stopped for some reason. Settings, auto start. Must have shut her off accidentally. Another connection. Yeah, it's probably worth whatever I paid for it. I can't remember. I bought this a year or more ago. And for the ICOM IC705. But later on, when I discovered that it supported the 7300, I started thinking twice about which radio to get. It took me another year to decide. And so far, the things that I wanted and the things I didn't like, I just like something clean, no clutter. It's a small box, but the cabling system just makes it a mess. And it only has one connection for antennas, so you'll be spending a lot of time disconnecting, connecting, going to different bands, especially if you have VHF and UHF. I imagine you can use a switch and switch out different antennas. Right now I'm trying to set it in such a way that one antenna does it all. Tools, what else do we have? Okay, I haven't played with this setting, distance in miles. Okay, there we go. I guess if you want to find a particular station, you can do a search for it. It seems to want to be in the same map. Well, let's see if it remembers for next time. Excuse me. Let's go back to our logbook. I like the signal reports. Maximum try. Okay, we will end it. And again, please subscribe, like button. It encourages me to continue on. And hopefully it will get better as I have the equipment to do better videos. I think I already mentioned, oh yes, I forgot to show you this. Available radios. Edit. This is the connections that you would need. Standard. Just download the firmware drivers from, I believe it's SLB Labs. ICOM only has the Windows drivers. I don't know why. But anyways, that's set up. This is where you put your information. You call look. You can even use your iCloud, trackpad, and all the bands that I want to monitor. Just need one more. Okay, there you go. This is a kind of a quick review. I was more or less concentrating on the different apps that are available. I know years ago there were mostly window apps, but that's changing. You're seeing more Mac options, and they're being packaged a little bit better. I think this SDR Control is a good example of it. It's not perfect. There's a few things I could be critical about, but it's getting there. He is doing updates here and there. Take care, everyone. Have a nice day.